Politics Now. Right at this time, every day, Monday to Thursday, Politics Now will be coming to you as we look at the issues leading up to the 2023 elections, general elections in Nigeria, and other related issues. For today, as you well know, we had some issues yesterday. There was a debate, presidential debate, where security and the economy took center stage. That was yesterday, Sunday, as the presidential candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, the New Nigerian People's Party, Musa Kwankwaso, and Kola Abiola of People's Redemption Party, PRP, squared off at the Arise TV presidential town hall series on security and economy in Abuja. However, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and his All Progressives Congress counterpart, Bola Tinubu, failed to show up, as well as 14 other presidential candidates. The debate organized by the Arise Television in collaboration with the Center for Development and Democracy at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Although Atiku was represented by his running mate, the Delta State Governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, Tinubu sent no representative. But the supporters of the Labour Party, the New Nigeria People's Party, and the PRP, who were unhappy with Atiku's absence, rejected Okowa, stating that the event was meant for presidential candidates only, shouting no representation by proxy. The supporters prevented the program from kicking off on time as the organizers sought to pacify them. Speaking on his plans to tackle insecurity in the country, Atiku harped on intelligence gathering and sharing among the security agencies, calling for the decentralization of the police. The PDP candidate stressed that the current policing system cannot secure the country. He said, "We need to emphasize coordinated intelligence gathering and sharing. We need more boots on the ground to address insecurity in Nigeria. We need to evolve policing in Nigeria to ensure that people who have better understanding of their areas know how to secure their areas. One centralized police force is unable to meet the demands that we have." Now, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party said, as Peter Obi said, he would have acted swiftly to rescue kidnapped victims if he were the commander-in-chief, describing government response to kidnap incidents as weak. Obi stated that he would also have thought out process and show empathy to the families of victims. Kwankwaso further pledged to improve national security by encouraging willing youth corps members to join the armed forces and other security agencies. The former Kano State governor revealed that he was also angry with the system like every other Nigerian. And it is because of those reasons that some of us are angry to the extent of leaving the PDP and the APC, because we feel there are better ways of doing things in this country. The presidential candidate of the People's Redemption Party, PRP, Mr. Kola Abiola, said that there is need to address the security architecture of the country. He also decried the fact that the National Security Council of the country had not sat since 1999 in spite of the deteriorating security situation in the country. Now back to the studio here. Today on the program, we get to take a look at the state of the race as we build up on the road to the 2023 general elections. And joining us in the studio here for this conversation, we have a political analyst, columnist with the Punch newspapers, and a social commentator, Jide Ojo. Jide, you're welcome to the studios of Citizen FM.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
All right, Jide, good afternoon to you too. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Also joining us is a journalist with the Leadership newspaper, who is joining us to look at this debate that held yesterday. And joining me in the studio here is Mr. Bode Badebo. Bode, you're very welcome to the studios of Citizen FM.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Nice to meet you again.
Yes, I'm also happy to see you. Your face looks very political this afternoon. So I don't know whether the debate has rubbed off on you so much. All right, first up, we find out that what one makes of the race to the 2023 general elections, how high the expectations are on the political parties and candidates going into the elections. Have we seen the expectations of the candidates being met, taking a cue at what we saw at the presidential town hall debate between the candidates? How much of this conversation is centered on key issues where the candidates able to address the issues before them? Well, I have these two gentlemen in the studio here, and we'll just be looking at how the debates panned out yesterday. Jide, I would like to start with you. What were your general impressions of that debate yesterday? I guess you watched it. I know you.
Don't be too sure. Actually, I didn't. No thanks to AEDC.
Okay.
Even as I speak with you, our light has not been restored. And quite unfortunately, I couldn't. But I followed our proceedings on social media and the traditional media. And like you said, first and foremost, I think we should commend the Nigerian media and civil society for this initiative. Every 4 years, they take it upon themselves with their own funding to give the populace opportunities to assess their candidates, to see what they have to sell, the ideas and programs they intend to sell to the populace. These are self-funded because I'm not sure any of the candidates had to pay to appear on these platforms.
Well, as we stand here, we are not aware of whether the candidates paid to make an appearance.
I mean, to make an appearance. I'm sure if you are going to host Peter Obi in this studio on his own terms, he will have to pay. If you have to host any of them individually on their own terms, they will have to pay. But here is a free opportunity for them to, I mean, somebody is paying the bills anyway. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that it's an opportunity given to Nigerians to assess it. It was a town hall meeting where people had the opportunity to interrogate, and it was two key issues that was put out for assessment, which is their take on security and on the economy.
Yeah.
And of course, we cannot say those are the two issues that will determine victory for anybody in 2023. Because even as you talk about economy, you talk about security, there are wide range. I mean, education sector is in.
Just hold it there. Let me just bring Bode into it for a moment. Bode, what is your take? Because let's just face the organization for a few minutes. There were arguments there at the appearance by proxy of the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. And this delayed the debate for over an hour, as there were protests from the other parties saying this is not a vice presidential forum, it's actually for presidential candidates. What do you make of that? And based on what Jide said, what is your take in the sense that was there an error by INEC and civil society in making a new electoral? Because the presidential candidate of the APC is using this window to say, look, I don't want to do selective appearance. If it were made a law that presidential candidates must have 3, 4, or 2 debates by so networks and all of that as a part of the law, what do you think would have happened? Do you think that would have solved the problem?
Well, let me start from the first leg of the question. Even though the intro has said a lot as to his general overview of the town hall meeting yesterday organized by Arise News Group and some newspapers, including my own, the leadership newspapers. And of course, the major partner was the Center for Democracy and Development, the CDD. Now, to be fair, one won't say Atiku actually stayed away at the end of the day, because later this morning I got the true picture of what happened. The man got the invite, he acknowledged the invite, but unfortunately for him, as of yesterday, he was out of the country. and he delegated his running mate to come and represent him. Well, the other people who protested could be right to say, well, this is for presidential candidate, not running mate. But I think to have the courtesy of even sending someone with the caliber of the running mate to represent him to some extent, Atiku has done well. And subsequently, we will now know whether there is a trend to run away from debates or town hall meeting, as the case may be, or not. If tomorrow again there is another version and he say again, I'm out of the country, you cannot establish a trend. For the other man who say you don't want to appear at a selective occasions like this, also to an extent might be right, but then it's not an excuse. And you say something about INEC, whether INEC should have, ingrained this in the electoral act or not. INEC cannot be doing everything.
That is why I said civil society organization.
Exactly. In fact, I don't know if it will remind me. There is a move at a point by Nigerian election debate group, something like that, to have a law to compel candidates to appear at debate. But I don't know the status of that proposed law now. But there was a move to actually put this in the legislation to say if you want to contest for president, governor, local government chairman, as the case may be,
vice president, deputy
you
governor,
must appear at a debate. So let's see as time goes on whether that will materialize or not. But in a nutshell, of course, this kind of engagement is very, very good.
But I raised the issue. Jide, maybe you can step in here. I raised the issue because when I listen to debates after presidential candidates had emerged, issues we should have taken care of before they emerged come up. Everybody was shocked. All Nigerians were shocked soon after President Buhari was sworn in, and he spent so many months. Today, people are still tallying the number of days he spent away from the country on medical leave. From the democracies we borrowed from, the process of nomination, candidates will be exposed whether you are up to the task, whether you are ill, or something like that. So if debates are already made a law, even from nominations, they would have been exposed already. The health status of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the issues between Atiku Abubakar and his party members, the LP squabbles between one faction and the other, and all of that would have been settled in that process. So, Jide, what do you think? If we have all these things in place, if it's a law that debates must take place, don't you think it will help our electoral process? That all these negatives on the side of candidates would have been exposed long before they emerge as candidates, not that we are criticizing after the fact.
Well, you are right. We will get there. It's a matter of time. We need to hurry slowly, because those democracies we parrot or we claim we want to be like didn't get there in a day. There was a time violence dominated U.S. elections. There was a time vote buying was the in thing for many centuries in U.S. So people should not come around under 62 years and start castigating us for not being there. The bottom line is that these things will fade away after a while. And more so, Ernest, you need to understand that, yes, you may have a law that compels them or governing pros. So they will tell you they have very well illustrated, well articulated agenda. Even Okowa alluded to it yesterday, my covenant, Atiku's covenant with the Nigerians, people, with Nigerians. They have it. Asiwaju has tabled it. So Kwankwaso did last week Friday, isn't it? About last week. So many of them, almost all the 18 will have documents to show. This is our covenant with you. But when they get to office, that's when you see mega excuses why things were not and cannot be done. Then you will now, your eyes will clear, as they say in local parlance. Yeah, these people once again have taken us for a ride.
Okay.
Because it's not, I think the INEC chairman will always say something to us at forum. He said, look, you cannot legislate attitude. It's attitude.
Inside.
It's innate to these people. Politicians, globally, and Nigerian brand of politicians, when they tell you something, go and fact check. And I thank the organizers yesterday, premium time for there to do fact checking, because they will tell you, matter of certainty, as if they were there, as if they are sure of themselves, they would lie through their teeth. So the bottom line is that, yes, desirable that we have them compelled to attend debates, town meetings, but even at that, they can tell you beautiful lies.
Okay, so Bode, does that mean that this debate is an exercise in futility? After all,
during debates, when they hear from the
is that as a result of the fact that illiteracy level in our country is high?
That could be that could be one of the reasons.
And then, that people are emotional as well.
Exactly. Then there are these ethnicity, my tribesman thing, my religion person, So because of this mundane factors.
But we are fighting to go away from all of that. So why?
We are pretending. We are pretending to be fighting. We are not ready to develop this country. Why do you
say we are pretending?
Because we are not ready to develop this country. Because our concern as we speak is which part of this country will produce the next president. A country desirous of development will never talk about region. Where is the president coming from? It should be who is competent to do it. Which religion the next president will be practicing is still our concern. You alluded to some of the issues that PDP is in crisis. Some of these crises are, because of these mundane issues. It shouldn't be from the south. Power should return to the south. Power should return. All these issues. So we are not ready. We are only pretending to be ready to move the narrative away from this issue. But these issues are the determinants.
Then why is it, Jide, let me come to you now. Jide, why does the media, if what Bode is saying is correct, why is it that we in the media, we focus more on the, what I like to call the Nollywood of politics, what Wike said, what Atiku did. Why is it that the media does not focus on those issues that will enhance democratic governance in our country, that will elevate things like ethnicity, religion, region, and things like that? Because when the president gets there, he will tell, this is our turn, and all of that. Why are we not focusing on that?
I don't think we should castigate the media for that. It's like a musician. They produce songs and albums that people want to listen to. Let me give you a very good illustration. There's a very popular Fuji musician in the southwest, in Lagos, Obesere. Obesere will tell you, when he was singing, sermonizing about good behavior, about being very, but he said people were not buying his album until when he went to
vulgar languages,
started using uncouth languages, and then his career soared, and people started demanding for his CDs. So it tells you that a society deserves a leader that it gets. If also when you talk about media, what's the media ownership structure? The ownership structure of Nigerian media is partisan, to a very large extent. So
most owners are politicians.
Most of the owners are politicians by themselves, and whether they give you direct or indirect censorship, the managers of those platforms will say, "Oga will not like this, so please stay away." But beyond and above that, you see, because of our rentier politics of rent collection, it is Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited. Today, Labour Party is solidly an Igbo candidacy, and then people from other ethnic groups who are disenchanted with the status quo are falling through. But the champions, most of the champions have observed on social media, it is our turn to be president. The Yorubas are also seeing APC as their turn. The Hausa Fulani are seeing PDP as their turn. Now, you may say, is this ideal? It's not ideal politics. But whether you like it or not, religion, ethnicity, because it is called in political science identity politics. Okay. Identity politics is global. When Obama decided to run for presidency of America, look at the people of color and the minorities in America. You possibly were there in US at that point in time. You saw how they see Obama as their own project to get in there, and the people of color and the black voted like they never did. The turnout was massive from those minority groups. The same thing with us. Everybody sees the presidency as a project for their ethnicity, for their religion, and which is why you saw APC and you saw Bola Tinubu coming out to say, look, you want me to field a Christian running mate? It will be minority. I'm a minority Muslim from the southwest. And if I appointed a Christian running mate from the north, it would be a minority from the north. How will we sell and win election on that platform? He is playing real politics.
Okay.
Then let's come to issue of who and what aids you to victory. In Nigeria, it is your political structure and your war chest. Majorly.
By war chest, you mean
war chest,
financial
the
power?
financial muscle you have. Please forget ideas. I listened to Bamidele Aturu of blessed memory. He contested for senatorial election in Lagos in 2003 under National Conscience Party.
Even Ganifa.
He said when they go to campaign, he was a woman rights activist doing everything for the people. He said when they go to campaign, after campaigning, people will say second page, sir. Which one is second page? They want money. All that I have said, you didn't say that. Forget that one.
Jide, that means that brings us straight back to the illiteracy and poverty level.
It is not about that.
No, maybe okay, what I said about pretension. We are pretending.
Okay.
Who is ready to pay for my vote?
Okay.
It's vote trading that is also dominant, because that is why you see competitive vote buying. Because if you say you are not going to buy votes and your opponent is buying and is winning, you also would think twice. Recall the issue of stomach infrastructure in Ekiti. Fayemi was doing infrastructure, building roads, hospitals, clinics, refurbishing schools, got the Ekiti to jump to maybe third best under 4 years.
And they voted him out.
They said, look, is it those infrastructure that will put food on our table? This one was giving them money, was buying them food, was was identifying with them on the streets, and they said this is the right candidate. So at the end of the day, stomach infrastructure won in 2014. So that is why you need, as a seasoned politician, you need to understand all these dogonturenji that they speak at town halls and rallies.
Okay.
Does not translate to electoral victory. But it is good for people like me, people like you, the enlightened, to document and also to research into. And because we are like people's representative, even though we are unelected, we can use it as a basis for commentary, as a basis for editorial analysis, as a basis for analysis, to shape opinion after the election.
Okay. We need to take a short break now. You're on to Citizen FM 93.7, and the program is Politics Now. We're looking at the issues, the fallout of the presidential town hall that was held yesterday, coordinated actually by the Arise Television and the Center for Democracy and Development. I have two gentlemen in the studio with me, Jide Ojo and Bode Gbadebo, looking at that issue. We'll just take a break now. When we come back, we need to focus. But if we look at all these peripheral issues to politics, it can never end. So politics, the town hall of presidential candidates yesterday. And before now, we're looking at the surrounding issues of why Nigerians are apathetic. The debates are for elite, the voters are the downtrodden, and so it doesn't reflect in the votes at the end of the day. I still have Jide and Bode here. Now, Bode, let me come to you now. Bode, you saw the town hall, I guess.
Sure.
Honestly, as a Nigerian, what were your impressions, and which of the candidates that turned up impressed you the most?
Well, to be fair, there were not many, only 4 of them. They all spoke well, to be fair. But Mr. Jide earlier said something about impressing the public. He does say something for saying sake, not really what you can implement or what you are interested in implementing. Now, the representative of the PDP candidate, who is the presidential running mate, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, said a lot of things about developing the country, moving the country forward. One caught my attention: the issue of power. And he said, we've been wasting our time, and that's why we're not getting it right. That a country like Nigeria, all of us cannot be on the national grid. We need to have energy mix to actually power the country. And the PRP man, Mr. Kola Abiola, also said something apparently in support of what Okowa said about powering this country are based on peculiarities. He said the Northwest is sunny. The Northwest region should be powered by solar energy. He said in the South, you have water. The South should be powered by hydropower, And he said there are other places where you have gas reserve and the rest of them. They should be powered by turbine. With that, we can power the country adequately. And that's the only way to industrialize Nigeria. Power. But a country of over 200 million people hovering between 4,000 megawatts and 4,700 megawatts. While less populated countries like South Africa, Egypt, and the rest are having these megawatts in thousands. They don't even need them. They are generating what they don't need. And we're talking about development. We're talking about industrialization. How do you do that? Now, Kwankwaso, the man contesting on the platform of NNPP, also impressed me when he talked about flood. Say, as a civil engineer, as a water engineer, you know the right thing to do to end this perennial flooding. People are dying, properties, millions of naira are being destroyed. He said, number one, attitude matters. People living in the wrong places, building houses in the wrong places. And he regaled the audience yesterday with the story of his leadership in Kano when he was the governor. Thousands of houses he built, how he relocated people from flood-prone areas to more secure areas, and he gave them thousands of houses free of charge. So they've said it. It's a different thing to say it. It's a different thing to implement it. They were all fantastic yesterday.
Okay, you believe they were all fantastic?
They were all fantastic yesterday. The rating, ordinary Nigerians on the team, we rate them based on their political affiliation.
No.
The PDP man will tell you Obi is wrong.
But wait, I know you are a journalist.
Good.
That despite you having a preferred candidate, when you watch debate dispassionately, you are still able.
That's why I gave you examples.
That's why
what
I said. You told me who impressed you. I said, who impressed you the most?
I say all of them were fantastic, and I told you what they said.
That's what I'm saying now. Who impressed you? They impressed you, I agree, but who impressed you the most? Who, with that little edge, that grain, that hair's breadth difference?
Let me be fair. All of them impressed me. They have one idea or the other necessary to move this country forward.
Okay.
But the different thing to say something is another thing to implement, honestly.
And that comes back to the...
Because there are not much, only 4 of them, so I was able to...
Okay, I agree. So that brings us back to the ethnic and religious politics you were talking about.
At the end of the day.
Jide, can I ask you a question? This issue that if we are playing ethnic politics, do you think that the people of Daura or the people of Katsina State are faring better than other Nigerians today because President Buhari is from that place? Do Nigerians see that? Or is because that minister, I'm from Delta State, and they say Festus Keyamo is representing Delta State in the Federal Executive Council. What does that do for me? What has it done for Delta State? Are Daura people and Katsina people feeling better than other Nigerians today because President Buhari is from Daura or from Katsina State?
You see, there is a world of difference between feeling and reality. My friend Kamri Apollo will always tell you about bragging rights. He said, look, people want to feel good. They want to say, it's my brother that is the president. Whether that translates to food on their table or money in their pockets is secondary. I've told people, if Peter Obi becomes the next president of Nigeria, the lives of an average Boma may not even be any better. I've been to Otoke. In 2011, the first electoral victory of President Goodluck Jonathan, I was there when he voted in Otoke. And moving from Port Harcourt International Airport, Omoko, to Bayelsa, I saw the state of East-West Road. Is it not that same East-West Road that was cut, that washed up by flood in 2022, that cut off the entire Bayelsa state?
And their son was president for 5 years.
Their son was president for 5 years. The Minister of Works then, Mike Onana, was from Edo State, Niger Delta. What did they do to ensure completion of East-West Road? So then Obasanjo was our president for 8 years. He was my president.
You are still doing the East-West Road.
Wait.
Lagos Ibadan.
Is it Lagos Ibadan? The overhead bridge that links Lagos to Ota was not completed by Obasanjo in 8 years. And who are the Minister of Works? Adesha Yogulewe and Dosumu. Why couldn't they fix the overhead bridge that links Lagos? Ota overhead bridge, which also links to Papa's farm in Ota, was not completed in 8 years. In Lagos Ibadan, Ilorin, Ogbomoso, Lagos Ibadan, Ogbomoso, Ilorin, up till now has not been completed. Yet we had a president for 8 years. Now, coming to Buhari, if it were to be an Igbo man that's the president of Nigeria and the rate of banditry in the northwest is this high, they will have accused the president of ethnic cleansing.
Exactly.
They will say, oh, he's doing it deliberately because it's not from us. That's why he could allow all these killings, all these abductions to take place. That is why I keep telling people this thing is just about bragging rights. The reality on ground is that you may still end up having your kinsman as the president, and your life will be worse than even when it was under other people from another ethnic group. So the statistics speaks to it that although people are not about to change their mind on this basis, they still will want to vote on the basis of tribes, religion, status, clannishness, and all of that. But the reality is that it's going to be trial and error until we get it right. That's the good thing about democracy, is that you have opportunity every 4 years to renew mandate or to reject the representative of the people in a free, fair, credible, and inclusive election. So that's to that extent, that's the much I can expect. Yeah. But to think that because an Igbo man, when he becomes president, he will fix all the bad roads in the southeast, he's not going to run as a sole administrator.
Okay.
He's going to be working with 36 governors. He's going to be working with cabinet ministers. He's going to be working with other
and all of that.
Subnational level governance level.
All right, but it does not speak to the fact that the Nigerians don't really know the importance of government. That when you have a competent person there, that things change even in your bedroom.
Exactly.
Do you agree with that?
Exactly. When there is
good governance, that if they understand that, you will not mind whether the person is of your religion.
Of course, when there is good governance,
okay,
and it has no creed, color, gender, no, everybody will feel it. Now, in addition, thank God, this question is just an addition to what he has said. You know, when he said Obasanjo did not link a bridge in Ota, he did not finish the Lagos Ibadan Expressway, that is not a disservice. It showed the kind of person Obasanjo is. He was not a sectional president, even though that was part of his responsibility. Jonathan did not fix Otueke. I served in Bayelsa. I know Otueke very well. I was staying in Imeringi. Imeringi is just a few kilometers to Otueke. I was staying in Imeringi. You understand? So, but then, it means they were not sectional people. They were not even caring for their own. They were about the country. It's about the country. Contrary to what we are saying now, every major establishment in Nigeria has taken something to Daura, the birthplace of President Muhammadu Buhari, just because he's the president, as a form of eye service. The military, all the three arms of the military have taken something to Daura. The transportation university is in Daura. And you ask me, is Daura a transportation hub? Is it Lagos, where you have the seaport? But Transformation University is in Dora. Some person did that to tell the president we love you. But unfortunately, despite the fact that the president is from the north, is unable to save his people. The north will not go to Zamfara. You won't be able to write anything. Thousands of people have been killed. People can't access farm. Go to Katsina. The north is the worst hit about killing. And you say power is in the north. So where is the power? But I will tell you, there is power with President Muhammadu Buhari and his friends.
And then the people have bragging rights, like Jide.
Exactly.
So Jide,
and that's why I said we are pretending.
Okay, so Jide, let's start it from here. How do we let our people know that it doesn't matter whether it's a thief man or it's a Miango person or whoever is the president or whoever is governor or minister, that it's about. But before I get to that, Jide, it's like the Constitution is complicit in this. Our Constitution is saying you must get ministers and this from all parts of the country. Is it political appointments, political situations that bring about unity, or is it when the people are happy that the country is running well that brings about unity? Because we need to interrogate this issue. People believe it that when my town man is there and you are hungry, or is it when people are happy that country is running well, no matter who is running it? Which of them brings about unity and happiness?
Of course, the latter brings unity and happiness when you have competent person. But you see, again, it's a marathon. It's not an 100-meter dash. We'll get there someday, somehow. But it's like,
but if we don't start, how do we get there?
Listen, what we are making is snail-paced progress. See, it will get there. Miracles do happen, and I believe in miracle. But I don't want to sound pessimistic, because 2023 is not going to change much from the orientation people already have about let my townsperson be there, whether he will even starve us, whether he will take care of us or not. And you see, the issue about accountability is that we are fixated upon the presidency. What about subnational level?
Exactly, local government chairman.
How do you think, even if you elect an angel as president, he can run successfully with crooks in National Assembly or crooks as governor?
Jide, don't put me in trouble.
No, it's a hypothetical question.
Yeah, Jide, just a moment.
We need to take it holistically.
Yeah,
it's not just about the presidency, it's about the 11,082 political offices in Nigeria.
Yeah, Judy, just one moment. You will continue from there. But my producer just signaled to me that we need to feel the pulse of the people in the 3-4 minutes that we have left. So you can dial into the studio. Let's see if you are the lucky person, one or two persons who can call in. I think our telephone numbers are 0903 222-9797. That is 0903-222-9797. Let me call it out like that. Then we have another number, 0808-2222-037. I'll take that again, 0808-2222-037. And there's another one to make it easier for you, 0818 222205. So many twos there. I'll take it again. 0818-2222-205. So if you can call in, let's hear you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
My name is Fred. I'm calling from Osogbue.
Okay, you've been listening to the conversation?
Yes, my name is Fred.
Okay, yeah, what's your contribution?
Yes, what I really want to say about this, it's easy to make an promise in Nigeria, but to fulfill is a problem. It's our tax to do, we must vote, but let us vote our conscience. And what Ogajide is trying to escape about it is, at least if so many people are born to a primary or a class exam, all of them cannot be top up at first class. Let's actually fix out all the things that they are saying since yesterday in the night I was listening. If you are talking about who is coming best, it's Peter Obi. Not that I'm an Igbo by tribe. No, I'm from Kaduna State, Democratic local government. But if you are talking to sincerity and who is having the grace of youth,
okay.
It's Peter Obi.
Okay, Friday, we want to thank you. Yeah, Friday, we have to give space for others. We want to appreciate you for joining us from Asokoro there. Yes, I think we can take one more call. If we can take one more call, then we can just use that to round off as I thank my guests in the studio here. Okay, we have a call coming in. Let's. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.